Said we're going to Mirage, and it's Beyond and Invictus fighting to stay alive in ESL Pro League Season 12. It's an elimination match and a must-win map for both teams.
It's a must-win map.
That's right.
I'm here to check your tickets, Twitch chat. Please spam 1 in chat, and I will check those tickets for you. And I'll get back to you shortly because we've got a game to get to now.
What happens if they have a 2? Do they get
they're going to get
ejected?
kicked off the bloody hype train, aren't they? So that's unfortunate for them. Speaking of hype train, it is going to be Xiao starting the Glock train straight up con. Mirage going to be falling back for the moment. Invictus full control of mid still, as well as the A site. This is dangerous. Olivia comes in, finds the first headshot on the bottle now, but Invictus still need to get to some solid post plans.
They do. 4v4. Invictus, they seem to have sorted themselves out. They got a player in ramp, still a player on the bomb site, couple toward connector. It's not so bad for them. But if QQ can hit heads, then it might very quickly fall the other way. STK, more interested in putting the smoke on the bomb. Then he decides to deal with Destroyer, and wow. Speaking of headshots, QQ's got 3, and Beyond have the pistol.
Nicely done. Good little retake with that smoke and kit setup. Effective as always, and that gives Beyond their pistol and gives them control of their economy. And that is a dangerous recipe. Beyond, with a strong CT side economy, can be quite a hard team to put away. So we'll see if Invictus can get back on top of things.
Sharp out of the gates. Let's see if they can continue, or if we see a bit of an upset in the second. Invictus, no armor, just the full deco. Deagles for all. 1 smoke for Xiao. Looks like that one's been taken over towards Palace, so interesting position to take that. Not many places you can throw that smoke, maybe just use it to lurk out. As the rotation comes back through for flying, try to draw some attention as the A main push then comes out. No eyes on mid for Beyond.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that we see teams doing every now and then, giving up mid-control.
See Beyond doing that a lot, actually. Using those rifles at the long ranges.
There's that smoke with a huge gaping hole at jungle. However, Flying gets an entry, and that's about all that they will get in the round. B hops, though. Movement boy back towards A main as Flying just throws the M4 away. No free upgrades for Mirage. However, he is not aware that 3 of the other CTs all have those rifles anyway, and he's just going to be hunting heads now. Happy to play with the Deagle. That's going to be the round done and dusted.
Yeah, M4 can't be recovered. Nicely done from Flying. Just chucks that one out of the map. Probably could he not have done that from Tetris? Ooh, I don't know. Maybe he could chuck it up on the wall behind him to his right, but might have been a bit risky. Either way, he gets it done. Now the buy-up from Invictus. Trying to deal with Beyond's economy before it gets too far out of control. They do have about 2 grand in the bank on all of their players. Very fast push-up middle right from the start.
Okay, bit of action. 2 kills already. Beyond looking good for the round as it's Xiao and Viva trying to fight back with the AKs. 1 molly, 2 flashes remain as Viva still hangs around like a bit of a bad smell at top mid, but gets away with the bomb.
Where's he going to go, though? Back over to A, straight through T-Sport, that's fine. Xiao's starting to get a bit of info there, and nearly gets the timing. KNTZ, though, a bit too sharp at the moment, and Viva's left alone. Big spray into CT. Not going to offer too much resistance here for Invictus just yet. Also got to grenade. KNTZ's thirsty for a couple of frags, which he'll get. 3-0 for Beyond. Great start on the CT side, and Pilski, seems you were right. Seems it will be making a difference for them.
Yeah, QQ coming in there with the cover makes all the difference, actually. If he doesn't pick up Destroyer on Catwalk, that probably goes pretty pear-shaped from Beyond, to be honest. But aggression works out for them. They're playing off of each other nicely, and that puts Invictus's money in the bin and gives Beyond's economy a good chance to build up here. You can see they're already starting to get a fair bit of money together. And if they can avoid getting picked off by these Deagles purchased up by Invictus, Beyond are going to be in a fantastic position.
So far, no guns lost, but Invictus haven't really probed all that much. They've got a bit of presence in mid, walk their way up the connector. Olivia's going to have a peek now, and he might just get the timing to find Destroyer, or perhaps he's waited too long. See what they're going to do.
Just trying to boost up to see jungle site. Haven't seen any rotations over there. Olivia will almost certainly make contact, and he is out on an island here, but SDK starting to edge closer to Bricks, trying to help him out, and he has spotted a T towards Catwalk side there.
Sharp
Towards
shots.
middle.
Coming through, Olivia. Unfortunately able to tap the head, and again a missed. Look, 17th time the charm, but it gets there. That's man advantage early. Olivia deals with the window player as well. Even though the silent boost did come through, he's still switched on, and Destroyer can't connect either. So Olivia very much on to continue up the farm, cultivating the crops nicely. Everybody's getting fed tonight. That's the bomb found. Beyond still going to be happy with this, even though they've lost 2 men.
Yeah, Zalsage, couple of taps with that Deagle makes a bit of a difference. If Bottle gets one more, that would kind of be the tipping point, but he doesn't. And 3 AKs are retained for Beyond. Very well done.
Say it, say it.
Say.
You got the ace.
Did he?
Yes.
You got the ace.
You got the ace.
There you go.
Crazy.
Anti-eco ace.
Every crop fertilized and cultivated correctly.
Don't say fertilized on broadcast. That's
Fertilized. What's wrong?
Gardenscapes?
Gardenscapes. That's the next big esport.
That is.
Look it up. If you don't know what it is, you're behind the curve.
Yep. We were playing that last year. So 2019.
Getting ready for our new esports career.
Oh,
Mate,
man.
I've been farming in RuneScape for many a year.
That doesn't feel like a year ago, Pilsky, but it really was a year ago, pretty much.
2020's been cooked, mate.
2020 has...
2020, literally from about January, has just been constant stress.
Wait, did you know that
I just wake up with tension headaches every day.
almost October, the 10th month of the year?
Right.
I can still remember January like it was yesterday.
Yeah, I remember a couple of
almost
conversations
Halloween.
from January, February time.
This year sucked.
Well, quick year's a good year, you know what they say.
Oh, look,
know
I'm
if
running
I
out
like
of
that.
years, Mac. I'm already 26.
Yeah, same. I'm 26 as well.
Yeah, I'm 18.
There's an imposter
Oh,
here.
take me back to being 18.
All right, mid control for Invictus. Slipping up connector now. Trying to play off of Zalsage, who's coming out Palace now.
Oh, KNTZ's looking too good right now with the Org. Beyond, back to their usual selves. Buying the scoped rifles and putting them to good use, although this is a nice spot for Destroyer. STK is playing with fire at the moment. QQ, though, will deny the bomb plant, which will relieve pressure. STK gets it done against Destroyer, and Beyond are off to a 5-0 lead.
Dude, the wall is up. The wall of Alpha Red.
The Great Wall of Thailand.
Great Wall of China.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Nice, QQ. Nice.
TZ getting very close to the monitor there, getting a nice tan. If you sit real close to the monitor, you get a sick monitor tan.
But you can also see your crosshair better, so you're sharper and you hit more shots. That's how it works. That's why Zentara's is God, by the way.
Yep. Sacrifice long-term eye usefulness for short-term fragging.
Yep. Who needs ice? They're overrated.
You're not going to be fragging when you're 50, 60, 70 anyway.
True. Olivia, that's a missed sitter for him. And Invictus should have the site now. Beyond, they're just trying to stay alive, position themselves appropriately for the man, for the retake, rather. Olivia, another missed opportunity over the top. That should have been a sitter. QQ almost manages to deny that bomb from going down.
Here's the thing. Like, Invictus has no utility in this retake, and they're all just swinging. They're all just swinging connector and jungle. I think they know that they can't play this post plan out normally.
Yeah, they're just going to try and get aggressive and get in Beyond's faces, and Beyond certainly were not prepared for that at all. See how the rest of the retake goes. STK nearly got himself a double. At least gets the info. There's a player at Tetris. Now Smoke has to go down. MyRolls is going to dive on top of the bomb, has to try and get this defuse, and he's covered off well by KNTZ. Bottle! He hasn't managed to get that spray through the smoke perfectly, and KNTZ survives, and somehow Beyond wins another round. 3 on 5, excuse me. It's not how it's supposed to go.
Look, solid approach from Beyond there on the retake, but you have to give it to Invictus. They fully realize they've got nothing in that post plant, so they decide to go in, strengthen numbers, and just get themselves some map control. Unfortunately, the post plant from there didn't quite work out because they kept on taking a couple of fights, all managed to fall, and there was just enough time for the defuse for Beyond.
Yeah. Now Invictus looking like they want to get ready for this A execute. No one on the A-bomb site. It's just KNTZ playing retake from stairs. Olivia's posting up in Palace as they do have info over towards middle. Out comes the exit.
And again, looks like Beyond happy just to hold that util, play for the retake again. Invictus realize that they're playing this structured, slow style of gameplay, and they're going to abuse it by getting these bomb plants down time and time again. And look, with that bomb plant, that's another buy into the next round as well.
Yeah, they don't have any util again, and it seems like they're going to do the same thing. Boost up on towards this sandwich position and start fighting jungle. But this time they've got the man advantage, so maybe they will play a little bit more passive.
Yeah, they are doing just that. 3v5 again that Beyond are going to have to negotiate. Again, a lot of util for them to play with. Olivia, as of yet, hasn't thrown any in, and it actually looks like Beyond aren't going to try their chances a second time.
Well, they missed the smoke to Pal, so that's not a great start. Olivia denies the exits on a few of the Invictus players, making it a little bit more expensive, but even so, 2 alive at the end for Beyond will allow another buy to come through as Invictus finally get on the board 6-1.
Couple spams through the smoke, couple of duels going the way of Invictus.
Was Invictus the team that had the... No, that was Vici. Vici had the very bad Mirage stats, right? And then turned it around and won some games they shouldn't have.
Vici.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. I thought that might have been Invictus. But Invictus was one of the teams that lost when they shouldn't have to Vici.
Yes, Mac. Invictus is the team. Did you know?
I didn't really listen.
Just letting you know.
I'm just going Jordan May style, the honest, harsh truth.
What? Is that his new show? His
That's
new
his...
podcast? Wow. Look at these entries out of Invictus. They're definitely keeping Beyond honest.
Oh, okay. Olivia.
Oh. He was prepared for the player to come from Palace. That might have been an interesting round, but it seems to have slipped away from Beyond again. All good things must come to an end, such as a 6-0 lead, which is now crumbling, actually, in front of Beyond. They're starting to let the money slip. Olivia's the only one with anything substantial to his name. Saving these 2 guns is going to be useful for Beyond, but it's not going to save their buy.
This is actually like the darkest timeline for Beyond, because they've allowed Invictus to get that full loss bonus, and then Invictus, you know, wins a couple of these rounds, cracks the economy, and they're just going to have tons and tons of cash.
It's a pretty dark timeline. Your mortal enemies just having lots of money. Just sounds like jealousy, honestly.
Yeah. Is that relatable, Mac?
Mac doesn't have any mortal enemies.
He's a nice guy.
He's friends with everybody.
Do you have any mortal enemies, Mac?
Oh, there was someone in Twitch chat earlier that I didn't really like. He was being really mean, so I'm calling him my mortal enemy.
Name and shame, Mac.
Cringe Twitch chat. You know. Closest thing, honestly. Everyone else I love.
Oh,
I love the rest of Twitch chat. And I do love a little bit of mid aggression. Invictus straight down towards the bottom of mid already. And they've fully realized that Beyond are just not doing anything to stop them here.
Beyond are in Palace, though. That's a good position to be in.
Certainly is.
A lot of info. Only an MP9 up there, and first pick goes the way of Olivia. He's well aware that Invictus are in middle. And he's going to be punishing them if they put their toe out of line.
QQ close by with that MP9, trying to draw as much of the fire as possible, make some room for STK, though STK's also been spotted. He's got a lot of util to work with, so you'd want to see him chuck that in before trying to take a swing here. Either way, Olivia can't deny the bomb plant through the boxes, but he will spot Xiao hiding in the corner. That Molotov disappears.
Nice shot. Bottle realizes with the man disadvantage that they have to get aggressive here, and he's gone back towards unders, needs to take a fight shortly. STK is still trying to make his way out of Palace. They need to find the shot from above. He doesn't have any cover. It's going to be a 2-for-1, but still flying. Might be able to win from this position. Headshot onto Kent's body, onto STK, and that would be all she wrote, but it's going to be Kent's there. Nice sharp one straight through Con, and that's going to be a successful retake for Beyond.
Yeah, definitely needed to get that one over the line Beyond because things were starting to look a little bit shaky indeed. But
this is the problem.
Back to it.
Just the loss bonus had already built up for Invictus. So even after they win 2 rounds, when they lose 1 plus the bomb plant, just look how much cash they have. They just reinvest and they've still got $2 grand left in the bank account. They've just been rewarded for losing a bunch of rounds, and whereas Beyond, you know, they're scraping that round across the mark. They don't have any cash left over, so if they lose a round or 2, they're going to be broke, have to take that eco, and Invictus is just going to skyrocket in terms of the economy.
I'm going to take you on a trip, boys.
Okay.
Remember when the game Counter-Strike used to punish you for being bad at economical management?
No.
And not stringing those rounds together?
I do.
That was a pretty good time.
I also remember the hype of a game-winning clutch double resetting a team.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And just winning the game right on the spot.
Yeah.
That was fun. But that's just the classic 2020 snowflake approach, you know? It's okay, you're not bad at the video game. Here's some extra money.
STK goes with an aggressive approach and again finds himself the double. Olivia needs to hold now before the push comes through. Viva trying to make his way solo in through Apps. It's up short. Destroyer not looking too good with the AK today. It's Viva now that needs to get back in. 1v3. 39 seconds, doesn't have to commit to the B site because there is 3 Beyond players ready and waiting for this push. But it looks like it could be the full commit.
Does look like he might want to go for it, but if he's going to call the cancel, he's going to have to do it now. I wonder if he's left this a little bit too late. The extra float's gone across back into mid. KNTZ's watching that. Well, looks like he's saving at this point. So never mind that train of thought. What's on TV?
Bars.
Color bars.
Love some bars.
Max ready to drop some bars. Here we go.
No,
3, 2, 1.
Jordan just said, I'm here to spit some fat bars. And so I'm going to set him up. Ready?
I did not say that.
Jordan, you ready?
All right.
Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Boom, 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 boom.
Look, Matt, I really want to help you out here. I really want to, but I just, as soon as you start doing this, my mind goes blank. I don't really know what to say. How about we do this while the round... You know what we should do? I reckon you do this while I play the round. It might sound pretty good.
Okay, all
right.
Ready?
So ready when this execute starts. Here we go. Get it ready. Go on. Go on. Here we go. QQ with the flash, trying into the bomb site. Here comes Invictus, but they're locked behind a smoke. They're going to have to make their way in. QQ starting well, gets himself a frag, but traded down. Unfortunately for Invictus, there's still some players to find. 4-on-2, and Beyond, this is looking good. Viva grabs himself a kill back, and now we're back to the 2-on-2. Bombs on the floor in the sandwich, but it's Viva and Destroyer that now have to deal with Olivia, who's in a 1-on-2. What's he going to do? Slows things down. Waits to see whether that bomb plant is going to go down. And it does. Looks like we're out of the rap track, but we'll see whether or not Viva and Destroyer can win the round, and they did. Nice start for Beyond, but unfortunately, Invictus just a little bit too good.
I ran out of air. I'm sorry. I needed to breathe.
You were trying hard. You were going well.
You did pretty well yourself. You know, we make a great team.
Great team.
Sorry, Mitch.
I reckon if we did that more, we could probably refine it.
I needed a bit of You need Mitch there to be like,
boom, boom.
Oh,
yeah. Get a little bit of that vibe in there, you know.
Yeah. You know.
Would have given me a little bit of room to breathe as well.
Would I have been to sample? That would have been the sample.
It could just be the crowd going, oh!
Ah, okay.
When there was like fat beats, you know. Almost worked, almost worked. We'll get there, we'll get there.
Full save for Beyond. Their money's cooked. This is what I was talking about, man. They're winning too much and they are being punished for it. SCK's on a double eco. Rest of the guys only on a singular eco, so not the worst thing in the world. QQ's got the flash ready to send the boys into ramp, but since there is no T's over there, no reason to do it. They just want to try and catch Xiao Sage off guard.
Which they might just do if they double back to Pal. However, Xiao comes back and spots ahead, but it's turned into 4. Now he's a little bit worried about going for the repeat, but he still has the range. He still has that AK. It's only a 2-for-1, and that's a rifle retrievable for Beyond. QQ now, early rotation back into CT, but he's going to be spotted through the vent flying. Deals with him effectively, and now it's just the save for Beyond as Invictus should secure themselves a 4th right here, right now.
Yeah, Mirage definitely wants to take that AK through. I mean, again, you talk about the economic situation on that CT side, and things are looking a little bit precarious for Beyond. Luckily, they do have that excellent spree of rounds at the start of the half that's given them a bit more leeway. And Mirage isn't one of those maps that you're necessarily expected to really run away with the half. So even if things do fall by the wayside, they'll be okay. But double digits, probably the par score for Beyond now.
AK recovered will be able to be thrown over to STK. That makes a whole lot of difference. He would have had 3.3 grand, would have had to go down to like an MP9 or a FAMAS or something. Now Mirage can chuck that to him and buy himself an AUG or an M4. Buys STK and M4, so not too bad there. Beyond in with yet another pretty good bite. As for Invictus, they're just trying to scrape some rounds across the board.
Aggression up mid now, STK. Oh, he's up on Cat, which Invictus may not expect, so not falling into the trap, not running into the line of Viva here. The slow approach. Looks like Viva may just flash the boys in just a moment. STK not overextending, just happily playing from up on Cat. What?
Victor's going to regroup after pressuring mid a little bit back towards the A side of the map. Smoke goes down for KNTZ and he just pieces it. They flash out middle Beyond, they don't see a single thing. And then they go, hold on, we shouldn't be stacking mid, we should probably be going to the bomb sites because there's no T's in middle. KNTZ does get back there in time. Beyond playing full retake on that A site. They don't have any Molotovs to flush out these positions post-plant. Destroyer throws 2 flashes over B, which actually does pull the rotation from Beyond. And now Invictus ready to storm out of ramp here.
Once again, they'll just try and batter down that door on the A bomb site. And to be honest, they've had success here. This time though, KNTZ, very quick, very sharp, doesn't actually land the shot though. He's certainly on the ball. QQ tries to get one before the smokes bloom. Unfortunately, he'll just lose his life. So again, Beyond will just have to fall back onto a save. Myrol's probably done for. And actually, so is KNTZ. Again, it's just Olivia. Preserving those stats, 17 and 7. Myrol's is struggling, though. 2, 2, and 5. Gonna need to see Beyond lift, because Invictus are really working their way back into this half.
Olivia, almost ready enough, but couldn't quite land the final shot onto Destroyer, who, well, destroys him. That's going to be Invictus onto 5 rounds now. Is 8 enough? Can Beyond get over the line with just this many? It's the majority. But I'd say their CT side would have to be their stronger side here, so we'll see once we get deeper. But for now, Invictus just making all the right moves, making all the right choices.
Yeah, that was a pretty good round, actually. I like the way they approached that one. are just going up against the Deagles now, taking their time working through the map. Beyond are just stacking towards that A side of the map as Invictus go for a little bit of an expedition in middle. Checking out what's going on over here. Chuck a smoke on top, Con. Yeah, nah, not bad. Nice to meet you. How's your father? Throw a Molotov at the back of your teammate's head.
Did anyone understand what he just said?
No, that was real weird.
What?
That, like, was that slang?
Hang on. Olivia.
The pistols.
Olivia has an AK. He's
Uh-oh.
flashed him. He's flashed him.
Oh.
Now he's got an AWP. And STK has the angle. The timing was there, but the shots weren't quite. Still finished off by my rolls, and Olivia's got another one with that AWP. This is all coming up with the goods for Beyond. Olivia, what a round.
How does that happen?
21-8.
Hits them when it counts. That's what matters, right?
How has that happened?
Well, if a round could be slang, it'd be that round. You know, you're cutting the corners, you don't have armor, you only have a couple of pistols, no utility either, but who cares? We're just going to make do.
If that round was a slang term, that would be, how you going?
I'd be like, yeah, all right.
Bit
Yeah,
how you
Oh,
going?
yeah, all right.
Oh, yeah, all right.
I'm doing all right, thanks. How you doing?
Yeah, cheers, mate, cheers.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, nah.
Catch you around.
Wee.
What do you reckon? Come over to my place for a barbie.
Okay, side, maybe. That's where KNTZ lives, though, and he actually doesn't like when people come over to his house. He just starts punching them.
Well, that's a bit extreme. I don't know why you do that.
Yeah, it's a little over the top, mate. You just calm your farm for a moment because Beyond, they're going to be setting up for the retake here, Nate, in a decent position. Viva knocked down to 45. STK finds one on the bottle. It's going to be overstairs. STK tries to get some revenge. It's up to Destroyer now, who has been so strong, but STK deals with him nicely, and we have the 9-6 half.
Yeah, double digits achieved for Beyond Esports, and that's definitely not too bad at all. We're going to head to halftime, and we'll see whether or not Beyond have the tenure to keep this map in their favor when we come back for the second half.
Tired of hanging around the walls that always need an explanation. I don't wanna know every day. Explain myself, don't hold it against me if I'm somewhere else. Put all the best that I had on the shelf. Wish I could say, but it's back on my head.
Killing your favorite rapper is minimum effort. Yeah, your coach getting severed. The industry dry as a desert. Do whatever it is that you think that you're doing, I'm doing it better. Straight double use, that's my ladder. Don't got no snakes, only ladders. Ay. They tryna figure out what's on our plate. Infinity sideways, we already ate. Skipping this basic, skipping this classic. Stay out of trouble, now I can relate. Nevertheless, I'm doing great. I just finished this thing, ain't no debate. You ain't my dog, you ain't my family, and sure as hell, you're not my mate. Yeah, I take my place at the summit. I can't wait till we counting them hundreds. I cannot lie, I ain't rich, yeah, but when I say my time coming, it's coming. And some of y'all got ahead of me, to be honest, I wasn't even running. But very soon I'ma run it. I demand it, man, I want it. Push start, ayy. Ball so hard, ayy. Raise the bar, ayy. Turn into a star, ayy. Play my part, yeah. I ain't too far. I do it big. I keep it large, okay. Live it up. This is fake, better give it up. Young, but I feel like I've seen enough. Numbers going up, better keep it up. Ain't slowing down, better live it up. About too hard, ayy. What? About too hard, ayy. What? About too hard, ayy. About too hard, ayy. They not gon' like this, don't like surprises. I cause a crisis, man, I'm a scientist. With the music I spice things, up to my liking. Man, I want nice things, nice things. This not an AK, it's a Uzi. I pull up and shoot it, a movie. I'm chasing the bag, not a coochie. Cut ties with the fake, now it's Gucci. Word of my nigga from the 021. You count 6 shots and I count 2 guns. Some people still think I rap just for fun, but soon they look up to me just like the sun. Yeah, you can come over here. Swear it's like no career. Swear you got no idea. Soon you have no career. Take a good look in the mirror. They need to know that I'm here. Don't you act like it ain't clear. Yeah. Push start, ayy. Ball so hard, ayy. Raise the bar, ayy. Turn into a star, ayy. Play my part, yeah. I ain't too far. I do it big. I keep it large, okay? Live it up. This is fake, better give it up. Young, but I feel like I've seen enough. Numbers going up, better keep it up. Ain't slowing down, better live it up. About too hard, ayy. What? About too hard, ayy. What? About too hard, ayy. About too hard.
Ten to 5 is the score line, and heading into the second half, Invictus are going to have to come online. They have a lot of work to do. Beyond Esports, on the other hand, they're cruising along just fine, and so we'll see how things do end up panning on out here. It is looking a little bit difficult for Invictus, but they are moving on to CT side, and Pilski, you did mention going into this map that you thought Invictus might have been happier to win the knife round, given that Beyond is a little bit better on the CT side normally.
Beyond won the knife round and they picked CT.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Invictus might have liked to have won the knife round.
Maybe. I just wanted to say, Mac, oh, hold on, we got a B-side execute. Guess we should probably play-by-play the game. That's a really nice entry from Flying. Wow.
Good attempt, and Xiao makes his way to bench at the right moment. Just tries to tap some extra heads, but he's going to be sent down to 6 HP. The troops are coming in, though, and they'll save the day for him. Xiao with 2, 1 for Destroyer, and that is just a solid round, all things considered. Invictus with that CT pistol, and now may just be back into the game nice and quickly.
It's funny you should mention that name, Mac, because I actually noticed Oi's playing for Invictus. It's Destroyer. It's in the name.
Destroyer's our boy. Doesn't really work.
Doesn't
really work. Not the same.
Oi.
Oi's our boy. 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 Oi, you know.
Oh, nade! Look at that nade! Oh,
That one hurts.
That
one really hurts.
it's the bottle.
Just chuck the bottle at him.
Yeah.
Let's go, Olivia. Never mind.
Look at this. Look at that. Oh, that's beautiful.
Bang.
Bowling. Great arm on that one. Well, GG bet odds favouring Invictus. But Beyond are putting in a pretty good performance, my friends. Pretty good performance. But Invictus starting off this half well, the way you'd want them to. They get the pistol. They close out that anti-eco so damn clean. Look at their money. It's fantastic. Bit of a bonus from them here. 3 MP9s and a scout. Oh, QQ just commits through that Molotov, and that's exactly why. 1B's flying out of the server, now it's just Xiao alone out on an island here.
He did a pretty good job before, though, and with the AUG, it might just be that a little bit easier. He's been denied for a moment.
Wow.
Good reaction for Q2 to find it, and that's going to be Destroyer down to 9 HP. So his position's known. He's already taken an engagement, can't get that free upgrade. Mayrol's close with the trade, and a solid round coming out from Beyond.
I mean, what we... Beautiful. Saw the punish of the push in towards middle and A ramp there. Very nicely done from Beyond. After that initial pick comes in through B apartments. You see the push on either sides of the map. Now push into Palace to start this round off. And so far so good for KNTZ. But he does get traded out by Bottle. But now Beyond, you can see they're well aware that he's in Palace. They're actually going to molly out of position and deal with him quite nicely there. Destroyer on triple by himself.
Straight in now, it's SDK. Single-handedly cracking open the site, going all the way into CT, flying off the back of the flash, is able to get control of CT now. If he swings, he could deny the plant, but Olivia's here and holding. And with the 2-on-2 situation, they can't risk losing another Olivia, full HP, so at least has that going for him, but the 1-on-2 now is going to be spotted. 1 bullet's all that's necessary to find Flying. He peeks out. Nice shots from Olivia to clutch it for Beyond.
That's beautiful. You can see how he gets the dink off, but it's not good enough. And Olivia, even towards the end of that round, picks up the AWP triple. 100%'s it. That's 2 back-to-back gun rounds for Beyond. And they take attack pause straight after. That resets Invictus's money. They've all got like 2 grand in the bank account. Beyond could potentially put themselves up 13-7 here.
Do you really believe this is going to happen?
We could all get our prediction wrong.
We could. I kind of want to. You know, I want to see some success for Beyond, right? They have been punching down that door so many times, and yet they can't get through.
Here's the thing, right? I don't think they particularly played well against Tyloo, even though they got two very close games. But I have to say, against Invictus today, they actually are playing quite well. I'm enjoying watching them play, particularly on Nuke. You know, the way that they won that in a very, very technical fashion. Even, you know, there were moments that are a bit messy on Inferno from Beyond. There were moments that were good. But I'd say here on Mirage, I've been quite impressed by them. They played a very, very good game. So if they win it here, that would be, I'd say, in the most convincing fashion. The kind of fashion you'd want to see from Beyond. Not one of these messy games that, you know, it's a bit of a mess. It's a bit back and forth, and Beyond comes away with the win. I want to see them win, you know, games like they won on Nuke. I want to see them win a game on Mirage where things don't get crazy or messy or anything. They just win because they're the better team. Tactically and individually.
Boost out, Xiao. Able to fight from the odd angle, but it doesn't quite work out. Mac 10 shreds through him, and this should be easy pickings for Beyond. However, it's not over yet. Flying, still just waiting. Close range with that Zeus, hoping that someone falls into the trap. But it looks like Beyond may just be falling away from that B site. Regrouping over towards A. And just try to trade this one out. So worst case, we'll lose a couple of weapons.
Yeah, really like running down the clock Beyond, sometimes to their detriment, particularly on Inferno. I don't feel like this is really the time or place for it. But Olivia money-manning his way through connector, through middle.
And it seems to have been working out okay, Pilski. It may not have been ideal, but they get the job done. 13-7 certainly assured now that Invictus are hiding in the CT spot. And Olivia, that's really nice. 3 kills.
That's
9
money.
grand.
5 grand?
9 grand for him at the end of that round.
Oh, right. I was like, man, where's your maths? Where'd you put it?
Where's your maths at?
Where'd you put your maths? Oh, I found it. Here you go. There's your maths. Don't you dare. Don't you...
What was that? 3 Mac 10 kills?
Thought you were going to rip it.
1800?
Yeah.
What was it for?
Beautiful. Quick maths, man.
Well, you gave me the maths.
Big fan.
Very limited util here for Invictus. Almost no grenades for these boys. They got to try and contest middle.
Ooh, dangerous position for Destroyer at the bottom of the smoke, but still manages to find one of them. A-Rolls goes wide as well off the back of the flash from Xiao, and that's going to be another on STK. Now, Invictus, with this man advantage, can they capitalize one more time?
They need to make sure they don't get caught off on the extremities. KNTZ as well as QQ towards A ramp and B apartments, looking for a pick. KNTZ, he was given the opportunity on a silver platter there, but Crosshair not in the correct position, and Flying wins the duel over at B apartments as well, so neither of those key duels go the way of Beyond, and unfortunately they've been shut out of the round. I like the approach from Invictus. Oh, Olivia, he's missed the timing there. Nicely done from Destroyer. A couple of key frags for him. But I have to say, you know, I like the approach from Invictus. They really didn't have a whole lot of utility heading into that round, so they go aggressive in towards middle. Destroyer was very well aware that Mirage is creeping up close connector there. Must be some familiarity between these two teams on this map. We know that they play each other quite a bit. But he seemed 100% that someone was creeping up close con, and you knew that that flash was coming in a second after that, so good start for Invictus, great read. Now they head into this round with a much better buy. A couple of AKs to boot as well.
Oh, good damage onto Olivia early, just with the nade and molly combo. Second molly comes through, so that's a lot of util used on the B side already. Surely Invictus off the back of this. Try to restructure somewhere. No, they're just continuing to dump all of that utility that they have. Beyond regrouping back towards mid, just looking for a little bit of control as Invictus give up the middle of the map, play the 3-2 split.
Well, Beyond grouping up towards B now. No Molotovs over in that part of the map. They were expelled early on, trying to flush Olivier out or do some damage to him. So Beyond, after seeing those mollies, go, hey, let's head into B.
Speaking of mollies, there's 4 here for Beyond to use on the Exy. So first will be pushed at Van, another might go to bench, one on Balk, and it's just going to be the push out. A couple of flashes to allow the boys some space now, but Zhao deals with it perfectly from short. KTZ here to trade and gets another. Back to the 3-on-3 we go, but Bottle tries to make his way out window, smoking the way. He's tanked that Molotov to try to stop it from going down. KTZ needs to fight all for himself here, has to ace it 30 seconds and may be able to get the one-on-one with Viva, but it's just a matter of time before Destroyer comes in all the way up short. Oh, there's the info. Goes out into the open. It's a nice little headshot coming out from Viva.
Thought he saw the guy at bench, but maybe he didn't. 13-9. This is going to be a real grind, I get the sense, for Beyond.
That smoke actually drew so much aggro. You can see it. Even Zhao Sage, he got about 50 damage into KNTZ. That if he controlled his spray or got a dink onto KNTZ, it would have even been a more clean round for Invictus, just off the back of the right-click smoke from flying. Just drew so much aggro, so much attention, which created the space for Zhao Sage to win a couple of those duels and Bottle to come out of market. It's a simple thing, but just that right-click smoke, good approach to be able to defend that B-side exit when you don't have the mollies to lock it down.
Oh, timing. No. Destroyer can't spot this. He hasn't seen a thing.
Yeah, the smoke's not far enough down on Con there. Needed to be like one extra step down, maybe. There's the re-smoke, which is actually in the correct position, and he can see over it, but he's already let QQ pass due to that initial smoke.
Absolutely no fear coming out from him, though. Just a matter of moments. Zhao, peaks dry. QQ, he's going to walk into the line, which Destroyer should be able to trade from. It's actually going to be flying to find the 2K coming in from... Is that unders or window?
Unders. He pushed B apartments to unders. And then as soon as he starts to push unders... I think it's actually Zhao Sage who sets him up to push unders there. Yeah, Zhao Sage was up there towards B apartments with him. And then wraps back around in towards window.
Beautifully played. Invictus.
And then as soon as flying starts to come out underpass, that's where Zhao Sage starts to actually pinch middle with Destroyer as well.
All the right calls at the right moments. Great mid-rounding.
Yeah, actually, Invictus had a great read there. It was only against the pistols, though. Now into the gun round. Viva started it off nicely. Mirage goes down in Palace, and he gets out for free as well. Unpunished.
Certainly going to be happy with that. Now QQ starts to make his way up short, just trying to sell that B split, and it's Viva isolated now. Bottle at the bottom of Con is just a little bit too far away. Actually, that's Destroyer who comes in. It's going to be Olivia to deal with him, and that's going to be a 3-on-3 situation. Bottle spotted on the way back in, and SDK deals with that as well. Flying, not going to be ready for the over-aggression. Zhao, again at CT, it's just the mop-up. 3v5 Beyond, get it done in a matter of seconds.
That went 5-on-3, the Palace pick, and then QQ goes down, running up short. And from a 5-on-3, Beyond just wins that so easily.
Which makes absolutely no sense. None at all.
I mean, Viva just kind of got caught out of position. And then the jump up onto stairs when Destroyer's trying to rotate in. Just a very weird round. In fact, the thing is, right, because QQ kind of missed it and ran up short, I think it threw Invictus off so hard that they kind of just got caught off guard by 3 players running out A at that pacing. Because you pick one in Palace and then you get a guy running up catwalk, you think, oh, maybe it's a 1-3-1. You got the lurker in Pal. Then you've got one guy who's gone up short and committed there. And then all of a sudden you got 3 players running out A at you. Either way, Beyond are looking to close out this anti-force, well, half-buy kind of thing. Couple of pistols picked up. Viva's got an M4. And he's pushed up middle. Beyond just going to execute this A site to try to mitigate the risk, use the utility.
Yeah. This might be the one. Beyond's been looking for a win in a big tournament like this for quite a long time. Every single time they've attended a top 4 tournament, they have been 4th place. But maybe, just maybe today, they get over the line. Bottle runs down KNTZ. Really just a drive-by, but Destroyer drops by triple on the bomb site. Still more players to find, and Bottle's got himself an AK, and Palace is relatively uncontested for the moment. QQ was watching it, however, so as soon as he peeks, he dies, and it's Flying 1-on-3, who, with a USP, isn't necessarily expected to get a whole lot done. This is now match point for Beyond.
All right, Jordan.
Yeah, mate.
You said you hadn't had your chance at the David Attenborough impression. I gave it to Kevin last time.
Oh, no, don't do it to me, Pilsky. I've already had to rap on the broadcast.
We're going to get inside the mind of Bottle.
Okay.
Okay. He's out here in Tetris.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
The ace executes coming in.
Okay.
KNTZ throws a molly on top of balcony.
Sure.
What do you do here? Do you
Okay.
go back onto balcony and wait for some support from your teammates? Maybe push close to ramp and get a pick there?
You've done me dirty.
Or do you do this?
Well.
I didn't know that happened.
And then end up on 1 HP with an AK.
That wasn't even an option.
I mean, it was, if you're a Bottle.
What was that? I cannot believe it. He is an animal. This man.
Sorry, John. I should have let
That's
you.
fine.
I should have let you talk through it.
I didn't want to. I didn't want to. That worked out perfectly.
Okay.
Thought patterns I didn't even know existed.
How are we at 15-10 for Beyond? I can't believe it. I can't believe this.
Okay.
Pilsky, Invictus was supposed to be better than Ty Lue. You told me.
I don't know if I believe that anymore, Jordan.
You told me.
I don't believe that anymore.
You said you just looked at this roster on paper and it worked.
Jordan, we're allowed to make mistakes.
You said Bottle was practically the best player in Asia.
We're allowed to make mistakes
No, you're not.
and learn.
See,
from them.
the whole thing is, my shtick is that I know nothing. And that's fine. When I make mistakes, that's fine. But you are the expert. You're the one that knows everything. So when you make a mistake...
Yeah, Pilsky with your thousands of hours of
It's not
Counter-Strike.
acceptable.
Absolute expert in the game.
You just go home, watch demos.
All right. Well, Invictus, you're going to have to deal with this B execute from Beyond. Flying again has that smoke. He wants to try to probably drop that or right-click it, but instead he drops it early. Now they've got to run through the smoke at him, but he's getting flashed off the line.
Three positions just at the right moment. Flying does great work. Now Xiao with one as
Oh!
finds three. Make it the quad. The man's insane, tapping everything with the M4 in one clip as well. Remember that, because Invictus, they're still in the game. They took minimal casualties in the previous and still have the economy to send it forward and stop Beyond from closing out the match here and there.
Two tap through the side of the wall.
Plenty more chances for Beyond. Plenty of chances. No way this happens for Invictus.
No
No
way.
way.
No way.
No way.
MP7? No way.
Well, Flying's just spotting that pixel gap. Mac, you love this one.
Drops the molly as
I
well.
do. Oh, coming out quick for the STK, just trying to create some space with the Mackie, and he's going to be jumping around like a madman. That's one for him, but Xiao trades back quickly. And now Xiao goes down as well. 2v3, pushing through the smoke. No, Bottle decides against it for the moment. Waits for the perfect time.
Oh.
However, Olivia's gone back through the smoke at Tim Beaver now. Isolated over towards short Destroyer. Edges forward, out market. Great util from him to allow him that extra space. Dangerous push through the smoke, but somehow it works out because we're in this smoke push meta here at the moment, which is driving me insane.
Olivia's got to be thinking right now, like, how much do I have to do to win this game? He's got 33 frags in 27 rounds. Unreasonable.
I just remembered the running through the Molotov that you showed us. That's that's just gonna live with me that's gonna haunt me forever. But now, if I ever decide to do it in a matchmaking game, and someone says, "What are you doing?" I'll say, "Don't worry, I saw Bottle do it in an official."
They'll probably be like,
So-
"Who's Bottle?" If there's one thing I know about Australian CS players, it's that they don't know anything about Asian Counter-Strike.
True.
Every time I have anyone on my podcast, they're like, "Yeah, I don't really watch Asian Counter-Strike." I'm like, "Okay, that's fair enough." But you do have to play them when you go to the minor, you know.
Oh yeah, forgot about that one.
Yeah.
But if we play our game, we should win the match, right? We just
Maybe.
play our game.
Yeah,
We
and then
feel
Bottle
it.
does that. Suddenly
All of
your
a
game's not
sudden-
working anymore.
All of a sudden, you're not playing Counter-Strike anymore. You're playing 8D chess.
Many dimensions. 8 to be exact.
Yep.
And Mirage just trying to find anything with the Glock. You know, you got Olivia, Kent's with the Deagles, and they're not going to be given an opportunity. Invictus have so much money to try to close out the map now. This is going to be very hard for Beyond to finish because their money's still all over the place. No AWP for Olivia. Utility should be okay, but when's it going to end? Is it going to happen, or are we going to OT yet again? It's Mirage. It is Mirage.
I've been wondering that for a while, Mac. When is it all going to end, you know? But it just never seems to.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm alright, thanks. How are you?
Good. All right. Just needed the check, you know. You can never be too safe.
Well, Victus need 2 on the trot to win this game.
Well, they've just got 3 in a row.
Yeah, I think we're starting to see that same thing from Beyond as on Inferno, where like they're kind of running into a wall a little bit and they just can't get that one round, eh?
Yeah.
Is the faked B execute?
Mentality, maybe. I don't know.
It has drawn a bit of a rotation, but Flying's already deep in B apartments, but now the bomb comes back, but he dies. Looking for that info. They've shown the bomb. It hasn't pulled the rotation. Finally, the rotation comes out for Invictus. They're worried about the B site, sort of, but not really. They're not full rotating there. This is a very weird round. Now they're going back to A. I'm just watching the blue dots run back and forth on the minimap, and Destroyer finally dies.
Okay, Destroyer solo tries to push into site with no information over towards A main. STK deals with Bottle, and this could just be the final round now. Viva and Xiao, what have you got to try to save it for us?
Oh, they're going to have to do something special, aren't they? Viva posted at the moment with the AWP, but Olivia runs him down. Just another frag up on the board for him. He's been having a phenomenal map, and it's fitting indeed that it's Olivia to get it over the line for them. Look at him. He's so excited.